that's what we all want. You want a relationship that's going to last. And sometimes part of that is about being really good to each other on a regular basis.
That's it, yes.
Not just loving each other, liking each other enough to maybe make a gift for each other when it comes to big occasions and small occasions.
I agree. And Valentine's Day is fun, and showing your love is supposed to be fun, and spending a lot of money is not fun sometimes. Like, well, I mean, sometimes it is. Woo! But you know, you don't want that stress of having it to be, you know, a big money holiday. So these are a bunch of ways that you can gift your significant other, whether, and you know, it could be like a, you know, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend. It could also be your kids. It could be one of your girlfriends, like a friend for Valentine's Day. So here are some cute things to do. So we all know the game Jenga, right? That's been around for a really long time, and it's tons of fun. So you just grab a box of Jenga. You might already even have one you can just repurpose. But grab the game Jenga, really affordable game. And you make it your own little Valentine's Day tower version. So as you can see, on the end of each block, all you need are 2 Sharpies, a red one and a black one, or any marker really. And I put a heart on the end of each one just to make it, you know, cutesy. And I just think them stacked. This really speaks to like the obsessive compulsive in me. How it's so like, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so beautiful.
It's so perfect.
But what you're doing though to make it Valentine's Day, you gift it to your significant other, and you want to pre-write something on each block. So as you're playing it, when you pull out the pieces, read them out loud, and depends what they are. So my favorite thing about you is. And so that person has to answer that. And it can be questions. It can just be statements. Like this one's, you know, you are my lobster. You know, if you know that reference from Friends, it's cute. Lobster's made for life, that's why.
Very cute.
So you get the idea. This one, you know, I love you because. It can be, what did you think of me the first time you met me? There's lots of different, the whole thing can be all questions if you want to revisit your relationship, you know, what was the best trip we ever took together,
the best moments together. You know what the best thing I love about you is? Your energy. You have good energy.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks.
I love that about you. Yeah, you take that.
That's sweet.
Well, we know Shoana has inspired you with her Jenga DIY, but you're all going to take home your own classic Jenga to create That's very cute. It is cute, and you know, thoughtful.
When I was making this, side note, I also thought it'd be a cute way to announce a pregnancy, is hide a I'm pregnant in the middle of it. If that was a little, that'd be fun. I think.
Cute.
Yeah.
I like
That's not happening with me anytime soon. But I thought of it when I was doing it. And you can also get out, you know, some great paper. Sandy, one of her producers, showed us something that her husband had made her, and he just took a bunch of pieces of paper and cut them into 365 strips of paper. That sounds like a lot, but it's really not. You know, you just cut them in rows. And he folded them all, wrote on a piece of paper, and folded them all in half with a pin in a heart shape on the frame. And he gave it to her to give 365 days of reasons to smile. And on each piece of the paper was a little note. I know, isn't that cute?
It's beautiful. It doesn't take a lot of money, but
really
it takes
inexpensive.
Time and thought, and I think that's what anybody wants.
That's it, just to know you're loved, and what that person remembers about your relationship or things about you, I think, is what speaks volumes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, photos. We all have a million photos, 9 zillion selfies. They all live inside of our computers. Get them out. Let's get those pictures out of there and get them hanging onto walls and get them into our lives where we can actually enjoy them, because that's what photos, you know, are traditionally supposed to be.
Right.
This is a little DIY that I'm super crazy about. You take anything wood. Okay, and I got these wood canvases, sorry, I'm moving things around, just at the dollar store, but you can go to a hardware store and get literally any kind of wood you want. This works. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically transfer whatever the picture is onto this wood, and it'll eventually look like this. So when to explain how, you go to any office center and you take any picture you have and laser print it. Now, it has to be printed in a laser printer. Most of us at home have inkjet printers. So you have to go to an office store, 40 cents a copy. It's very inexpensive. And you print it into a laser printer. Your wood is raw. Now, you take that, cut it to size to fit on whatever piece of wood, and it could be made, you know, you could really make a beautiful piece of art with this. And you're going to use Mod Podge. Mod Podge has been around forever. You get it at a craft store. It's, you know, big box stores have them. Take a regular brush. I find the sponge brushes always work the best. And you're wiping it over top of the picture on the ink side, okay? So I'm just going to do that real quick. I won't finish it just because you get it.
Shoana, Greg, and Murph.
So yes, this is my little family. My husband, myself, and our little dog Murphy. And if you follow on social media, you know them all very well. They have starring roles. So once this is totally covered, it doesn't have to be crazy thick. It just has to be covered. Actually, too thick is a little bit of a pain because you're going to wipe it off later. And all you do is put it down on the wood. push down on it and make sure all of the air bubbles are out of it, and set it aside for 24 hours.
24 hours.
In 24 hours, we're pulling it out. We're putting a wet cloth, a damp cloth, room temperature water on top of it, and we're soaking it, okay, to make it wet.
Yeah.
And then you can take your thumb, or you just take the pitcher
and start rubbing it off.
Start rubbing, and you're just rubbing off the paper, essentially, is what you're doing.
Very
the ink stays in place. I know,
That's
right?
So cool.
So easy. This is for the most basic of crafters.
Yeah.
So you can, really anybody can do it. And you have to be prepared, though, so you can see how it's coming off. Is the camera getting that?
Yeah.
Okay. And so you have to be prepared for it to not be perfect, because it's supposed to have that kind of weathered,
that gritty
beachy look. Like, for example, this is what a laser print looks like. Sharp, sharp, crisp. And then on the wood, you see how it's kind of got a little weathered look to it?
We're just going to lay it down just like this, and we can get it above. So that is a laser print. It's nice and crisp and clean. And this is the transfer, which looks like it's got a little bit aged, a little bit weathered.
But really charming.
That's what you want.
And the rougher the wood underneath, the more grain you're going to get through the picture.
Yeah.
I had a question, can you stain the wood first? You could, but I would be careful, because the darker the wood, then the darker it will shine through to the picture and make your picture darker.
Got it.
So don't go like a really dark wood.
Yeah.
And you can make one to hang somewhere special.
Look at this.
I did one of a recent trip that we took to the Amalfi Coast in Italy, because it's a memory wall. These were all on our computer.
Yeah.
And you can hang it, do a little gallery of it. Like, these canvases were like $3 each.
I'm inspired. I'm inspired by the price, and I'm inspired by the look, because it comes out looking amazing, Shoana.
And as big as small as you want. And real quick, if there's a word in it, like this has the word Capri, you want to print it mirrored.
Yes.
So it looks backwards in the paper, so when you put it down, you can read properly. So if there's writing on a t-shirt or anything like that, you want to make sure it turns out.